Greetings and hello again. It's been a while. This here is Groovy F, talking many times on my videos as the ancient spirit Tralaka, who is my ancient inner spirit. This here we'll talk about numerous things, but I want to talk about Antarctica. Alright, so they're trying to spin, some of these spinsters are trying to spin lies that Antarctica was Atlantis. No, 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 no. The different levels of civilizations on the island of Antarctica, the continent you call it, existed long, long before Atlantis was around. 4 different civilization levels, going tens, even hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years before Atlantis came around. When Atlantis was here, Antarctica was not a going thing on the planet. All right, there's no files I found in my own ancient lives in Atlantis, because no Tralaka in the videos. Tralaka talks about personal lives, my personal lives in the ancient times of Atlantis on this planet. All right, now some of the different civilizations of Antarctica did have interworkings with beings, this serpent humanoid beings from the island continent that was in the Indian Ocean that also sank. All right, they had contrast back and forth on there, but the different levels of beings on Antarctica didn't have a normal thing going with Atlantis. Nothing to do. Different timeline. It had nothing to do with the people from Lemuria. Don't believe any of these spinsters' lies, deception. And upcoming, very soon, will be religious organizations trying to claim some sort of connection with beings in Antarctica, that they are this, they are evil, they are this, they are this. This is to fill the churches back up. This has nothing to do with actually telling you the full truth, which is kind of like an oxymoron with majority of the religious organizations, because once again, most of them are also spinsters when it comes to filling up the pews, because what is their greatest tool? Fear. Fear. The same things, but on different levels, that the darkness, whether you call them evil, whether you call them demons, whether you call them devils, that they use is a different level. Okay? Now, having this wonderful video here, this is a very beautiful park in the middle part of my wonderful state I love so much, of Wisconsin, the cheese state. Have a slice. All right, but now, Antarctica, these beings, you know, they talk about there's actual beings that they found bodies. You know, some of these are 37 feet tall. So this is long. Once again, it had nothing to do with Atlantis. The Atlanteans averaged 9 feet. Some got 11. But the average height in Atlantis was, give or take a few inches, 9 feet. This was the basic status quo. You'll find this in a lot of the universe, the living multi-dimensional multi-universe that Tralaka, me, Groovy, has talked about from my personal information from my out-of-body situations and my being zapped out of my room to other worlds, other timelines throughout a lot of my younger years and up till even recently. However, getting to the point, a lot of civilizations in a multi-dimensional, multi-universe are taller, between 8 feet to 12 feet tall. Primarily, the median line runs about 8.5 to 9 feet 2 inches ish. All right, you know, of course, then we get There's other civilizations there that run 2 to 3 feet tall. Once again, size has nothing to do with IQ. Otherwise, hey, how come basketball stars don't all have internships with NASA? And how come they didn't study with the heirs of Einstein? Because size has nothing to do with IQ. Though you will find, interestingly enough, some very unique civilizations in this multi-dimensional, multi-universe, the living multi-dimensional, multi-universe, that the shorter ones a lot of times are extremely intellect, extremely wise, extremely understanding, to be really filled with true intergalactic wisdom and understanding doesn't make you to be this tall person with a beard sitting on a chair. That is stereotyping that we are taught as children, once again, to fit us into a program. It's a lie, deceptions, to get you to go to work on Monday, get paid on Friday, put your money in the bank, white picket fence, go to church on Sunday, a church. It's not go to the right church, but though the program is to go to a church. This is part of the inner dynamics of the programming which has been on this planet. I talk about since the latter days of Atlantis, when this disease of fear-trained beliefs came to this planet. Okay, listen to the videos very carefully. I give lots of very, very, very precise bits of information spread all through the different videos. Some of them are hidden. You have to listen very carefully. Some of them are to protect myself, because here's the thing: when people and my long time, many lifetimes friend back to Constitution, in conversations we would have on the cell phone back in like 2011, 12, and etc. When I brought up certain situations, the phone always disconnected. And this happened with other people who were calling me up to talk to me about different things on the videos. When I would bring up certain things, the phone would hang up. They would call back and they're wondering what happened. Then I started listening more carefully, and I would hear a little click, and I would hear someone on the other end. So once again, when people are bringing forth information that is really sensitive, the big brother is listening and will hang your phone up. It's meant to give you a message to shut up. Guess what? It's not working. I'm still talking. Can you hear me here? Can you hear me now? I'm going to keep on talking. Even when I'm no more a human and my body is pushing daisies, my files will still be talking through the generations. And once again, let's talk about afterlife. There are many lives. We have many lives. Some beings are much more profound into lives in a faster pattern than other beings are. Once again, because we come from many different parts of the multi-dimensional, multi-universe. Did a very fascinating video from a person who had contacted me, I'm trying to remember his name, Josh. And he's one of the, there's only a couple people I have known in this lifetime that actually came from a different universe into this one here. It's a very fascinating video, and to this day I've only known 2 other people, Earth humans, that had in this particular lifetime that have came from another universe that have identified. But then again, there are beings on this planet, they're a very small little number, but there are beings on this planet who do not have a spirit as majority of us do. that can become alive and enlightened into the knowledge to be able to then go forth purposely in a conscious manner, building their life in a manner to promote harmonics into the next life and be more precise on where you're going and the other situations. Yet there are still a good percentage, and I talk about this in my early videos, about beings who are trapped here because of ancient technologies. And they come back again and again and again and again. This here is changing because a lot of these sacred schools and a lot of this information from off worlds and stuff that I'm bringing forth, and others such as me and likewise, that we can break out of this patterning and then in the next lives go elsewhere. I talk about a lot in the videos about different forms of bodies and experiences that beings have: tall, short, wide, really short, really skinny, etc. Different bodily features. Some draconian-like, some a little bit more lizard-like, some a little bit more of a spider part. Some are humanoid. Some a little bit more of an androidic humanoid, and the list just goes on and on and on and on and on. I've talked to you quite a few times about that there are thousands. Early videos I said many hundreds of different types of variations of beings, but actually the number goes into the thousands of different types of beings and civilizations and types of world situations, all happening all at the same time in all these different little areas in the multi-dimensional, multi-universe. But let us talk for a few minutes about the darkness. There are many levels of darkness. Once again, I'm going to highlight this. I brought this up in very early videos, that there isn't just one darkness. There are many different darknesses, and they all just don't get along. Say, hey, I belong to the Union of Darkness. Hey, I'm a union member of darkness too. Hey, we all belong to the same union. No, don't believe it. This is a lie. This is a deception. There is many different darknesses. They don't get along. They're all competing, and they fight against each other a lot in wars that some of these things I have witnessed in off-world situations are just so graphic. It's been years and years. I'm still trying to find a way to put it into the very limited English terminologies to be able to put on video, because it's wow. But at the same time, when I talked about the multi-dimensional, multi-universe, and how the multi-dimensional universe is set up, and how I was shown it by much higher dimensional beings, like the Rubik's cubes, all these different worlds, different vibrations, different levels, different frequencies, and that all in their own little boxes within boxes within boxes, within this, within this, within this. But it is the layers in between is the really dangers. Beings in here who have been locked outside of the dimensions on purpose. Many times they have been here for millions and millions, even billions of years. These, beware. These are really consuming her, because they desire to be back into a dimension, but they're etherically locked out. So this is part of the contrast that we're having to deal with. But we can fill it up with all the deceptionary talks and beliefs that don't actually explain the fullness. One has a little bit of this, 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 but to have the whole thing together so the whole thing could be rolled out like a really nice restaurant bifold menu would be nice. But it's not happening, because then people start understanding how to take care of themselves better. So this here is Groovy. I have another video coming up quite shortly. Good day.